Hello, hello, and welcome to Black Girl Diamonds. My name's Emily, and I am an avid diamond painter. Diamond painting is something that I have loved. I've been doing it since 2019. And so I figured, why not, after watching so many different diamond art videos and vlogs and all that other stuff, I decided to go ahead and start my channel. So, the channel here, Black Girl Diamonds, thank you so much for being with me. And this is going to be my intro video. So, I have a list of questions because I figure instead of doing like a face to face, I would just do kind of like a whip and chat. I have a list of questions here that I'll be answering just so that way you guys can get to know me a little bit as we kind of work on my current whip. So, what is my current whip? My current whip is Black Panther. So, this is a Diamond Art Club kit from Marvel. The size point on this one is a 22 by 34. It is a square kit. I'm not exactly sure how many colors it is, but it's not too many. I didn't even fill up a full Elizabeth Ward container set. So I'm just going to work on this. I'm currently on summer break as I do work in education. So it's morning. I have a part time job that I don't have to go to for a little bit. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So I've got 10 questions here that I kind of thought about. Well, whenever I start watching a new YouTube channel, what are some things that I want to know about the person? So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump in. But first, let me tell you guys about what I'm using today. So I am using a tray from Made. This is my favorite one. The one thing about me is that I don't have a bunch of accessories. This is the primary tray that I use. It's kind of like a mid-sized tray. I do have the washi strip in here, so I have that. And then I rotate, I have my tweezers, my Diamond Art Club super pointy tweezers that I have here. And then also, I have three pens that I use. So the first one is a Diamond Art Club pen that is outfitted with a thin nine placer. Then I have another pin set here that I got from Timu, I believe, with a single and a seven placer. And then I have another one here with a two placer on the end and a three. That's primarily what I use. I have my little trash little thing right here. And I don't know where my wax is. Oh, there it is. So, you guys, I'm an OG. We just use the pink wax here. So I've got so much pink wax. I have putty. I only really use putty in my single placer here because that's what's in here, because it's from Diamond Art Club. But other than that, I'm a pink wax girly. I don't really like use like a lot of different accessories. And then my current storage that I'm using is the Elizabeth Ward tray and container set. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into it since now you guys know what it is that I like to use. So let's go ahead and work on my next color here. So first question, what is your name and who are you? Well, my name is Emily, and I actually am in Iowa. So I am born and raised in Des Moines, Iowa, and I moved away for a little bit. I was gone for about 9 years, and then I decided to move back in 2018 to, just be closer to family. And then I do have two nephews, and so I was kind of at a place where I wanted to watch them grow up. And that has been like just like one of the amazing things that I've been able to do. My nephews are one's in high school, one is actually about to go to college in the fall. And so I'm super excited. And yeah, so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to move home. Plus, like just to be closer to family, be closer to my parents. I have a host of aunts and uncles that live here in Iowa, as well as a bunch of cousins. And so to be close to them was really important to me. I've lived all over the country, actually. I was working in insurance and had the opportunity to live up in Wisconsin. I've lived in Wyoming, which that will be another story for another time. And then I lived in Yuma, Arizona for about 5 years. So yeah, that is just a little bit on the surface about me. So second question, when did you first discover diamond painting? So I discovered diamond painting in 2019. I was really bored one day and I just went to Hobby Lobby because it was like right around the corner and I saw a kit, just kind of like hanging out. It was a Diamond Dots kit and it was this really, really pretty butterfly that I really, really loved. It was like purple and blue and black and it was also a partial. I believe it was a round. Yes. Oh, yeah. It was most definitely a round. And I just kind of picked it up and it was like a cold, I I believe it was in November when I did this, and I just kind of fell in love with it. Really, really enjoyed it, and then, like, 2 days later, I went back and I bought pretty much everything from Diamond Dots that spoke to me. So, I think between 2019 and 2020, I probably completed, like, 20 kits. You know, what's funny is that I recorded a kinda like a video of all the stuff that I had already done, but I never posted it. So, maybe on this channel, I'll do that because those were all from, like, Joann's, Michael's, and Hobby Lobby. So, I did all of those, and I really enjoyed it, and then I stopped diamond painting in 2022. That's when I went through my divorce. I stopped diamond painting pretty much because I left my now ex-husband, and I started the process of going through a divorce, and it was just really one of those things where I prioritized just so differently, and I started grad school August of 2022. My divorce was finalized. Let's see. I filed in June of 2022. It was finalized in October of 2022. And I ended up selling my house per the divorce decree. And then I moved into my apartment in March of 2023, and that is when I started diamond painting again because I finally have the space. And in 2023 actually is when I discovered Diamond Art Club. Now, me discovering Diamond Art Club is actually kind of funny. So I was, looking because the diamond art pieces that I was finding, God, like diamond painting around my tripod is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But okay, so in 2023, I feel like I like did every diamond painting in the city that you could get from Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann Fabrics. And so I just started going online and I found Diamond Art Club. So I found Diamond Art Club and I was looking on their website, and then all of a sudden I see this, first of all, incredibly gorgeous painting of Batman and Catwoman. Now, I am a huge Batman fan. I'm a DC girl. I like all the Marvel stuff, obviously, because I'm doing Black Panther right now. But I grew up watching Batman and I'm infatuated with Batman. Like when you walk into my apartment, you see Batman. Like that's just what it is. Anyway, so I told my friend, I was like, oh my God, like I got to get this diamond painting. And I got it, and we were on FaceTime together when I finally got it and unboxed it, and oh my god, it was just as tall as me. So that was my introduction into Diamond Art Club, was me just randomly buying this painting, not really understanding, number 1, that it was squares, because at that time, I had never done a square diamond painting kit, not understanding the size, not understanding really too much about diamond painting outside of what I had already known about it. That was actually kind of funny now that, like, I look back on it. That was hilarious. I was such a novice to, like, diamond painting also prior to, like, where I am now, that I did not even clock how much time it took me to do these things. I just knew that I could watch 5 episodes of Housewives and still not be done. That's literally all I knew, and honestly, I was doing my first watch of, Real Housewives of New York when I finished The Bat and the Cat. So The Bat and the Cat was my very first finish from Diamond Art Club. I actually ended up getting it framed and it's hanging in my office. So that's pretty much like my diamond painting story. Kind of did what everybody did, especially like during the pandemic. And I definitely got kits off of Amazon and stuff like that before understanding everything about art theft and things like that. I really don't buy from Amazon anymore. Not I really don't. I don't buy from Amazon anymore. I almost exclusively buy from Diamond Art Club with the exception of a couple other shops. But I also have a low stash count in comparison to some other people, so there's that. How many diamond painting kits do you own? Okay. So, speaking of my stash, let me actually I have my gem flow right here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Nope, you guys can't see that. Okay, so if you look at my gems flow, I have 57 kits. My goal is to always be under 100. I never want to have more than 100 kits. I'm not kit shaming anybody. I'm not stash shaming nobody. This is just for me. But yeah, I only have 57 kits. I actually just got my last 2 kits in the mail yesterday, which I will be unboxing on this channel as well. But yeah, so I have 57 total. The majority of my kits are from Diamond Art Club. I have a few that are from other shops like Dreamer Designs and Diamond Dots. I also have one from Craftably. I have one from Muni Made. I have a Paint Gem. I have a few from Make Market. Wait, hold on. I don't have 57. Wait, haha. I have 58. No. Yep, I have 58. I have 58 diamond paintings, excuse me, because one of them I had marked as not received yet in my paint gem in my gem flow, but I actually have received it. So I have 58 kits. Again, my goal is to never go over 100. And that honestly, a lot of that is just for storage. It's not that I don't have a lot of storage. It's just I don't want the majority of my closet to just be diamond paintings. So there's that. And again, no tea, no shade to nobody else. That's just my personal preference is to not have more than 100. And I'm sitting very good at 57. And I totally understand girl math and that, well, Emily, you definitely have room to have 100, but I don't want that many. So my stash is fantastic at 58. Okay, next question. What is your favorite diamond painting company or brand? Diamond Art Club. I really do love Diamond Art Club. I think what I like most about DAC is the quality. I feel like from the gems to the canvas quality, everything is just spot on and it's just nothing more that I could ask for. I would say this my second favorite would be Diamond Dots and I haven't done my Dreamer designs yet or my Craftably. I haven't done any kits from them yet. But I did do an Oraloa, and the Oraloa kinda stressed me out a bit just because it was computer rendered, so there was just so much confetti, that it stressed me out, and it took me over a year to finish, but yeah, I would definitely say that Diamond Art Club is just my favorite. I do wanna try other shops, but for right now, with just kinda how everything is and also how my money is set up, Diamond Art Club is just my favorite. Next question, do you prefer square or round drills and why? I'm a snob for square drills. I really love how they snap into place. And I also, the fact that you do get more detail of the photo in a square drill kit, I absolutely adore that. So yeah, squares are just my favorite. And I also too like I don't know if I burn myself out from rounds or whatever, but I also think that it's so much easier to multi-place square drills. Multi-placing rounds is not fun. I don't care. Like, it's not fun, and so with a round drill kit, I feel like sometimes it does take me a little bit longer because I'm single placing more than normal. The artwork really has to speak to me for me to get a round kit, if I'm being completely honest. I'll have to go through my stash sometime and figure out exactly, like, how many rounds versus squares that I have, even though I know for a fact the majority of my kits are squares. What are your favorite hobbies outside of diamond painting? Oh my God, I have too many. So, one of my primary hobbies that I really do enjoy is paper crafting. So, I really enjoy like making cards, making junk journals as well, and just like doing stuff with paper to make something pretty or just something that someone can use like as a keepsake is definitely like one of my favorite things. For example, so I don't know if you guys noticed, I don't have any kids. It's just me and my dog George here. And so one of the things that I really love about paper crafting are the things that I can make for other people. So all of my friends, with the exception of like two of us, because I have this big, amazing friend group that I've known since middle school. So the majority of my friends have kids, and I actually made baby books for all of their kids. That was a lot of fun. I like to make cards. I like to put together junk journals. I actually just put together one that was really, really cute. My other hobbies include I'm also a really big proponent of journaling. I've been in therapy for, oh my God, like 20 years. I'm a millennial, can you tell? I'm a really big proponent of journaling, which is another reason why I do like to make junk journals, but I have an obscene amount of notebooks that I do like to journal in. I've actually been digital journaling more recently. I feel like my brain is kind of scatterbrained a little bit, and so I feel like I can't write fast enough for how my mind is moving. That's kinda one of those things where it's like, okay, well, for me to type it out, it's just so much easier. So, I've actually just been digital journaling a lot lately, and that's been a lot of fun because then, like, I can incorporate the photos and things like that. I do love a good journal prompt. Those are definitely like some of my favorite things, especially like when I'm stumped and I don't know what to write about. Do I have any other hobbies? I mean, is watching TV a hobby? Because I'm a document girly. When I am diamond painting, that's like one of the main things that I love to do is watch documentaries about just anything and everything. Crime, drama, cults, feel good stories, like just all of that stuff I absolutely adore. So there's that. And then my last hobby, reading. It's actually kind of hard for me to sit down and read a book right now. So I actually do a lot of audiobooks. Especially when I'm working my part-time job, I just because 'cause I'm in the car and I'm delivering, so I can just kinda put on an audiobook. Right now, I'm actually reading Iron Flame, which is the 2nd book in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros, Empyrean, Fourth Wing, all that stuff, and I'm really loving it because it actually became a buddy read with a friend of mine, and so it's been really nice to read that book with her and trade notes and things like that. So that's like my last hobby that I really enjoy outside of diamond painting. I do sometimes listen to books while I diamond paint, but a lot of the times I'm just watching other YouTube creators that are also diamond painters and watching their content while I diamond paint. Okay. What do you usually listen to while diamond painting? Okay, yeah. Clearly, I did not like look at these questions prior, but here we are. Like I said, when I am diamond painting, I'm usually just watching other diamond painting creators, or I'm watching a documentary of some sort. I like having the TV on when I am diamond painting. I really wish the Roku would have an interface for Audible or Libby, so then that way I can listen to my books on TV. I know, first world problems, but so yeah. So there's that. I don't listen to music when I diamond paint, because I listen to music in the car. I listen to music when I'm cleaning. So yeah, I don't listen to music. And I also listen to music usually like when I'm journaling. I like lo-fi, so that's usually like what I listen to while I am journaling. Okay, I gotta move this because I really want to get this over here. Sorry if I just like made anybody sick when I was doing that. Okay. Next question. What is one fun fact about yourself that most people don't know? Okay, so since I'm kind of like new to the diamond art content creator space, I guess, it's not so much that like people don't know this about me. So this is going to be something new for you guys. I have a podcast. So I have a podcast and it is actually called Black Girl Iowa. The podcast has actually been running for 2 years. I'm actually just about to wrap up season 2 and then take a break so that way I can start working on season 3. So but my podcast is really all about my experience growing up in Iowa. So, as you can probably guess, there are not a lot of Black people here. Actually, Black people only make up about 4.5% of the state population. So, born and raised right here. I also went to school, undergrad and grad school all here. And so on the podcast, what I really like to do is really talk about what my experience has been, but also share the stories of others. My interest for storytelling is really rooted in what my major was in college. I was a journalism major in college. And so I got to work on school newspaper. I did some freelance writing, and then I also worked for the Associated Press for a very, very, very brief time. And when I say brief, it was the night of the 2008 caucuses. But I did get to work and do some reporting on that. So I'm gonna count that. I really get to flex that interview journalist muscle that I haven't really been able to use since I finished school back in 2008. Oh my God, almost 20 years ago. So that's really something that like I really, really enjoy doing. I've talked with some amazing people in my state and really got to understand like what their experiences were, whether they are born and raised in Iowa like me, or if they're a transplant. A lot of our Black population, especially in Des Moines, they're transplants. So we have people here from Chicago, from St. Louis, from Minneapolis, from Kansas City, really all over the country, even. So just really talking with them, talking about their experiences, and then also just really getting into the depth of what it means to be a Black woman in the Midwest, how we carry ourselves, and really just some of the things that we have to fight against that other people don't. I feel like the story of a Black woman in the Midwest is so unique and nuanced, and it's a story that needs to be told. So that's really what I've been doing with my podcast, doing the podcast has been a lifesaver for me just because I've been through a lot over the last 4 years since my divorce. So having that creative outlet to talk and to be more in touch with my community has been great. What is your dream diamond painting or artist that you'd love to complete? That's kind of a hard question because I will say that one of my favorites, and I always loved her work, but I was never able to get one. And then she stopped licensing her work, is Geneva Bowers. I really love her artwork. I actually completed Stella. So Stella came out as a part of the Black History Month release from Diamond Art Club, and I ate that up immediately. Like as soon as I got it, I kitted it up and started working on it right away. So that was like just like one of my favorite things that I've been able to do. I had a lot of fun with working on Stella. And so really anything by Geneva Bowers, I usually try to go ahead and get. And if I don't get it, I wish list it. Right now I'm waiting on Flower Child to get restocked so I can just go ahead and pick that up and devour that one. I also have Spring Fairy, I have Dragon Room. I'm waiting for Dream Big to come back. The Fiddle one, I'm waiting to come back, and a few others. Oh, and I have Cup of Sunshine. That's another one, but I guess if I were to have, like, a rainy day stash, all of my Geneva Bowers are in there. The other artist that I really, really like is Raw Sushi. She's oh god, I have so many of hers, it's not even funny. So yeah, one thing about me though, if it's a Black girl, I usually just go ahead and pick it up because representation is really important in art, and I usually just go ahead and pick them right on up. What do you hope people take away from your channel? I mean, I don't know, just another option. Like, there are some really awesome people that are making diamond art content, and I love all of them. I mean, I sit here and watch diamond art content all the time. There are a few vlogs that I like almost like put it in my note in my planner to be like, "Hey, don't forget so and so's vlog's coming out today, so you need to go watch it." So yeah, I mean, it's just, just someone that diamond paints with it from a different perspective. I think one of the things that I really like about the diamond art community is that everyone is really excited about the hobby. And I mean, listen, I was in the planner community for about like 5 years, and there was just a lot of drama in the planner community. And I haven't really seen any drama in the diamond art community as long as I've kind of like been silently a part of it for the last 3 years. I feel like my channel, the only thing I wanna offer, like I said, is just someone else to listen to, someone else to watch, and someone else to get different takeaway from, basically. So, yeah, let's see, what other questions do I have here? Because we went through the 10. Okay, this is a good one. How does diamond painting help your mental health or well-being? Y'all. So it helps it a lot, actually. So I have a lot of things going on in my life right now. For example, recently with my podcast, I actually just launched an LLC and a merch shop. I just did my first Vendors Day event over Juneteenth, and that was a lot of fun. This is kind of like another like little, not little. I'm not going to downgrade my stuff, but this is just like another thing that like I've always wanted to do, and it's like my therapist actually like read me for filth and was like, "Emily, if this is something you want to do, why haven't you done it yet?" Girl, point taken. I got it, right? With doing that, with having other hobbies, with having a full-time job and a part-time job, with having a dog, with having some semblance of a love life. Yes, I have one of those. What I really like about diamond art is that when I sit down and I can really just kind of like chill out and like relax, this is something that I can turn my brain almost completely off and just enjoy. I mean, I have, like, goals and everything like that, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's really nice to be able to just sit and relax and do something and listen to something while I'm doing it. So, I would say that making sure that, like, I do have kind of, like, an outlet to where I'm creating something, I'm doing something, I'm using my hands because I can't, like, just sit and watch TV and, like, do nothing, like, I can't do that. But diamond art definitely helps me kind of, like, calm down, especially when I work on this before bed. Like, I have literally how, like, when people are, "Well, I'm a reader too," and it's like, "I'm just gonna do one more chapter." My thing is just one more section. So kind of, like, having this to zone out, not have to think about too much, and just relax in doing is fantastic for me. And even in those times where I do feel overwhelmed, I can just break out my diamond art painting and just go from there. So that's a good question. What does a typical diamond painting session look like for me? You're looking at it. Minus the camera. My TV is like right in front of me. My setup is actually kind of funny because like I have my Elizabeth Ward trade that's propped up right next to me. I have my light pad on. As you guys can see here, I can't not use a light pad, otherwise I'll go blind. I'm just trying to look at all these tiny little symbols. So yeah, like this is it right here. You're looking at a typical diamond art painting session. The only difference too, I'm not talking, obviously. And again, I'm either watching diamond art content, watching a documentary, or listening to a book. Those are like the top three things. And I usually have a candle burning, not on my diamond art, but usually in my apartment, whether it be in my guest bathroom or right behind me, and where I have a massive photo of me and my dog and all my Legos. Oh, shoot. That's the other hobby that I have that I didn't say anything about. I like to build Legos. I love Lego building. I don't like, again, I don't have a massive stash. I think I have like sets that I haven't put together yet. But yeah, I absolutely love doing Legos. And my biggest set yet that I have that I haven't put together yet is the Dark Millennium Falcon because I'm also a Star Wars girly. So, yeah, I forgot about that, guys. Okay, cool, cool, cool. But yeah, I usually like have a candle going or something like that. Also, in addition, and my dog is usually looking at me as I am working on this. And yeah, so oh yeah, I have a dog. His name is George. He is a Chiweenie mix. So he's a Dotson and a Chihuahua. He's 12 and he is incredibly food motivated like his mommy. So there's that. Let's see. What's another question we can have here? Because I really like to finish this section while I'm talking to you guys here. What has diamond painting taught me about myself? Patience. I feel like before I did diamond art, I feel like I just needed that instant gratification like so fast, you know? I feel like diamond painting, including like some of the coloring that I used to do, because I used to do really intricate coloring, adult coloring. But the other thing is that it really taught me patience. Like depending on the size, a kit can take you anywhere from 20 to 50 hours or more. I think the longest time I spent on a kit was like 78 hours and that was the Kiss featuring Wonder Woman and Superman from Diamond Art Club. But that's kind of the thing, right? Like this is an art project where you are not going to just fly through this. Like this is going to take some time. And so, being patient, trusting the process, I think has been a really nice learning for me, especially when working with ABs, because oh my God, try working on ABs with fresh wax. It's just not fun. Also, when things like this happen and you forget a color and you put the color away because you think you're done, that's another thing you have to be patient with. So, so yeah, I would definitely say that. Mm. Why do you think hobbies are important, especially for Black women? So, now I will say this. I think the one thing that's going to be different between my channel and others is that I will be speaking from my experience as a Black woman. I was born this way, I'm going to die this way, right? So, while I understand that hobbies are important for all women, I want to specifically speak about Black women right now because I feel like Black women have historically, and not even feel like it's actually been proven, Black women have historically been denied the idea of a soft life, denied the idea of being able to relax and really focus on things that they want. I recently turned 40 and it has been very, very difficult over the last maybe 10 years for me to slow down. I'm just now slowing down and learning how to say no. So, for Black women specifically, I feel like it is incredibly important for us to have hobbies and things that we enjoy to do because society has put this need on us to continuously be everything for everyone except ourselves. I fell victim to this. I've seen my friends fall victim to this. I've seen family members fall victim to this. And it is incredibly difficult. And so I feel like for Black women to be able to not only enjoy a hobby, but to enjoy something that has nothing to do with anybody else, I think is critical. And one of the final episodes that I'm going to do for the podcast is really talking about that is we're under a lot. Like, for example, within a what, one weekend, some really traumatic things happened to Black women that came out in the media. There was that lady in California whose dog was murdered after celebrating the Knicks winning the NBA Finals. There was a Black woman who was accused of stealing diapers, and her 1-year-old son was killed by police. There was the whole that UFC fight that happened on the White House lawn, which I have thoughts about that anyway. Um, that fighter who had just won a fight took a pop shot at former First Lady Michelle Obama. The amount of disrespect and lack of protection that we get as Black women is ridiculous. And so for all of that to happen literally like within days of each other, it's like, at what point do Black women just get to take a break, right? And I feel like we get to break when we have a hobby, when we have something that is not indicative of the happiness of somebody else, and we just get to sit and enjoy it. I am really fortunate enough to be a part of a few different Facebook groups and it's literally Black women that enjoy doing Legos, Black women that enjoy junk journaling, Black women that love football. Yes, football can be relaxing. I don't know about in my house though, because I'm a Packers fan, but it's really important because even when individually things are going good in our lives, we have so many things that are happening to our sisters around us, and it's really hard to hear. It's really hard to hear. It's even harder to understand. And the other part that is really frustrating is knowing that no one is going to protect us and our peace for us. So we have to do it for ourselves. So I think that's one of the primary reasons why, in my opinion, for Black women, it is incredibly important for us to have hobbies. Next question. What would you say to someone who has never tried diamond painting? So, if you have never tried diamond painting, actually, one of my friends we went to brunch last weekend and I showed her the progress that I had made on Black Panther and then a couple other kits that I had worked on already this year. And she was like, "Oh my God, like that looks like so much fun. Where can I get one?" And I was like, "Oh, you can get it at Michael's." And she was like, "Okay, cool, I'll go." And I was like, "Hey, let me go with you." First of all, I think you can be very, very excited about this hobby and get overwhelmed very, very fast. So I would say to anyone that interested in this hobby, first of all, take it easy. Like start slow. Okay. Because not only can everything like with this hobby be really fun and really kind of like overwhelming, but I also think what happens a lot is you can get sucked into all of the stuff that goes with diamond painting. What do I mean by all of the stuff? I mean all of the pens, all of the wax, all of the cover minders, and just all of the other things that essentially can go along with diamond painting, but not really. I would just say be careful. So, just be careful that this hobby can get very expensive. Also, just be realistic with the kind of time that you want to invest in this hobby and start small. I would say that if you want to start diamond painting, start with a project, not necessarily a painting. Or if you do start with a painting, start with something small, an 8 by 8, a 10 by 10, something like that. Just be realistic with the time that you have. And again, just start small. And I'm not going to say avoid watching diamond art channels, but again, just be mindful in that the people that you are watching have been doing this for a very long time. They have accumulated their collections over years, and it's going to take time. Uh, I did not set off at just buying diamond art and just started buying. I mean, I bought my first one, and then I think it took me like a month to buy another one. So yeah, just start small, be aware that this can get expensive. And also too, like the accessories are fun, don't get me wrong, but there is nothing wrong with just starting with what is in the kit. So for example, most diamond art kits, they come with a tray, a pen, some wax, and baggies for storage. I would say if the only thing that I would probably buy outside of what is in a kit is some storage. And even that, just buy small. You can get some really easy storage at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. That's not going to be too expensive. And then also try to figure out early what your art type is. So for me, like I like portraits and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I get a kick out of doing portraits. So if you're not a landscape girly, don't get a landscape. You don't have to do it all. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, if you start out and you only have 5 kits in your collection, that's totally fine. Like no one's competing for anyone. And again, these kits take time to do, so just kinda think about those things. So, as I wrap up this section though and this video, I have a few like closing questions. You guys also notice too that like when I do these whipping chats and things like that, I don't know if I have a type A personality or not, but I'm always going to go off of a script or just something to kind of help me collect my thoughts. So, what are some things that you can expect in the future? So, you can definitely expect some haul videos. I don't buy a lot of diamond paintings. I maybe average like this year, I think I'm averaging like 1 or 2 a month. But I would like to unbox and give my first thoughts on some stuff for you guys. Definitely some reviews as well as like some mid-year stuff because I actually just did my mid-year, so that'll be a video that'll be coming up here pretty soon. A lot of whipping chats because I don't know if you guys notice, I'm a talker. So I'll try to do a whip and chat weekly, especially now that like I figured out what my setup is and it's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. I'm working on like feng shuiing some things around my apartment and in my office. So even where I am now, I think it's gonna be kind of temporary, but we'll see. Also, I don't know about vlogs just because I do work in education. And so some of the work that I do is kind of, I don't wanna say, like, classified or anything like that, but it is kinda sensitive, so I don't know if I'll be doing vlogs, but you never know. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, just me going through life, enjoying this hobby, and just having that opportunity to kinda, like, chat about things that are important to me, whether it be within the diamond painting community or just with life in general. So that's really what you will see from me. Also, I will be talking about like some of the accessories that I use, even though you guys will see that I'm going to be basically like using the same thing. Like, if you guys ever like look at a video and I'm not using my Uni Made tray, like you guys are gonna be like, wait, Emily, what's wrong? What happened? Did your tray break or something like that? So yeah, if you made it to this part in the video though, why don't you leave me a purple heart and just tell me a little bit about yourself and what kind of diamond painting content you like to watch and all of those things. Please make sure that you are subscribing to Black Girl Diamonds. I'll also have a link in the description box below about my podcast where you can check that out at and all of the things. So I am done with this section of Black Panther. I started this canvas. Hold on, let me look. Opening up old gems flow. When did I start Black Panther? So, and it's 27 colors, by the way. So I started Black Panther on June 25th. It is now July 3rd. So my friend likes to tell me that I finished my diamond art kits within 7 to 10 business days, and she's not wrong. I'm kind of a fast diamond painter, so that also helps. Anyway, again, thank you so much for joining me on my very first video, whip and chat, all of those things. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on my next video. Bye.